All right, we're moving on over to losers right now with Luxray NYC and Broski making it to losers semifinals right now. Had some pretty interesting matches. Let's take a look at the bracket, see how we got there. All right, now where you guys last left off, we had Anyone Can Cook taking on Swag Flu, where he took a 2-0 victory, saw Solidus, and then took a loss. That's how we got Solidus here. Then Luxray taking on Titan Killer and then pulling out a win over RP4. I'm hearing there was an SD towards the end of that, so unfortunately not able to see how the rest of that went. And now we're getting ready to watch this match go down, where it's another best 2 out of 3, and the winner gets ready to take on, looks like Lamomo again in that one. So we'll see how this kind of turns out in just a second, guys. Great, and I was going to say these guys went through stage banning and process all of that while we were getting ready to get started on this, so they are ready to go. Let's go ahead and hop into the full game.
Yeah, and so I've kind of, like, recently, I have been playing in this thing called Super Smash Brothers Training Mod, and it's a extended version of the training room. And what I've kind of been learning about, specifically, I've been learning about just like characters' moves and like how they interact with you, like when you try to like hit them and stuff.
Gotcha.
And I think a lot of players are kind of unaware of how to like deal with certain things with like Incineroar specifically. And I've kind of been really curious to see what it is that, like, myself included, like, struggles against Incineroar. Because for a lot of my time playing against him, it's like, I just don't know like when it's safe to hit him, and then all of a sudden I'm running away and I get grabbed, and I'm dead at like 90 or earlier, you know? And so it's pretty much like, any move he throws out, even that side B, if you have a move with a disjoint, like Yoshi's aerials, Yoshi's nair, an F smash, you can punish it really easily. And it's just all about reacting to like it, and you can't just allow yourself to stand still and try to punish it. But there it is, taking advantage of that weak recovery for that Luxray has as Incineroar. And I think that Yoshi's a good choice for this. I think that Mario might be a bit too ground focused, just because the way Solidus plays, he plays a very grounded Mario. But you cannot be throwing out laggy moves like that against Incineroar. And I think that something about Incineroar that like allows you to capitalize on those slower moves like that grab and everything, and kind of punish him for doing them, is by doing what Lamomo was doing to BW, is even when he's down, if you literally just wait for him to approach, and kind of force his hand by just like avoiding everything, not running away, but just jumping in place, moving out of the way of things, whether it's backwards, whether it's jumping over his head, whether it's just shielding and rolling, just small things like that, but staying like within like his like distance just enough, you can really bring back a game. And that's kind of what's happening here, is like towards the end of this game, is that Solidus was kind of doing that, and that's where he's able to get that later percent. But he is taking the stock Luxray, but
Down
I
to
almost
his last
shield.
one in game number 1.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's the good. That's gross. That was pretty good though. It was down or forward air into up smash. It even did turn around just to get the read. Oh, goes for that forward smash, wrong way though, and he gets the punish. And you do not. Oh,
Got that revenge.
yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. Is Solidus has gone for that. Oh, that's unfortunate. Yeah, that's so unfortunate. Maybe a misinput, maybe, I assume so, but that counter at the end by Incineroar that got him off stage, that's what I'm talking about with, like, because he goes for it once, right? Goes for that smash, misses, and then right here, goes for it, and gets super punished, and it's just too slow of a move that low to the ground when Incineroar isn't already attacking you. Like, let's say he goes for the side B. If Solidus just goes for that short hop down air, Incineroar is not touching you. It's just too big of a hitbox for him to touch you. And by reacting after and not beforehand, it allows you to make good use of those tools that you have.
You want to see a pretty good clip of me playing Apex last night?
Yes.
Let's watch it real quick.
I do not understand that game. I wish I did. I'm just so bad at it for some reason. Oh my god. What's
Oh
happening?
no, wait. Let me get it in full quality because YouTube be like, let's play it in like 480p. I got a 1080p 60 frame video here, and they're like, let's just watch it in trash vision.
Yeah, like, let's make it look worse than it actually is, for no reason, you know?
Watch this gun switch real quick. Say whoop whoop.
Oh my god. Wow. I literally could never. I don't even understand it. Like, I wonder if, like, because I haven't played a lot, but, like, I am not somebody who's bad at shooters. Like, I can pick up a shooter and
play the game, right? I can
that.
play
like,
the game, yeah.
What? Like, what?
No, trust me, I'm not in any way, shape, or form a professional. I feel like what happens, and here's what happens. So, mind you, once again, I've played a lot of the older shooters, and so like battle royales did not really interest me at first, and they still really don't to some degree, because the game really is not about like, hey, are you a really good shooter? Sometimes it's more like strategic, where it's just like, no, you just take a better position and you sit here till it's over. So there's definitely a learning curve with it, man. But I digress. Let's hop back into the full game mode of Smash.
Yeah, and it's looking like the strategy for this game is going to be Smash Ville. And I think that Solidus is trying to get a much smaller stage, primarily because I assume he wants to try and get some more, like, close combat with Incineroar, giving himself some more time. But there it is again. Luxray sees that Solidus is going for that laggy down air, and then punishes it with the smartest option, the most damaging and the easiest to confirm, that side B. And again, he goes for the down air again. It's kind of looking like a nasty habit here now. He was getting it earlier in the night, but I think it's just something that won't work well against Incineroar. Ooh, barely gets out of the grab there.
Even though he's at a little bit of a percentage disadvantage right now, Broski still looks pretty confident, and he's bringing the fight to Luxray as opposed to trying to avoid dying.
What a great use of the grab there to grab him out of that, and that's, look at this textbook stuff here. Just keeping Incineroar, like it's so, honestly, like the best way to kind of just like annoy Incineroar is just use very light hits. Don't go for anything too damaging or too slow, because Incineroar is going to either counter it or he's going to grab and punish you for it. And so the best thing you can really do is just like kind of buzz around him and force him to throw out moves that are fast but not very like safe. And then he's just gonna get punished or like hit in the air or whatever for it. That's kind of what we're seeing, but it's a close game like compared to what it was looking like.
No, yeah, you know, and I think the score right now really kind of tells how, Broski made up a ton of damage there towards the end of that last stock. And even though Luxray got the first one, like they were knotted up just a moment ago until that German suplex.
Yeah, and I think even then it's like he has there it is, nice. He clinks it with his own grab because he goes for something to try and punish the side B.
Got it. Okay.
Honestly, that might just be your best bet, just to not risk anything silly. Because like, let's say you do try to go for like a Kfair, right? And you just mistime it for whatever reason, like you just having a bad, you almost drop your controller or something funny, like. If you go for a Kfair, that's a bit more committal than just grabbing and like resetting the situation. It can just feel so much more agonizing than just being like, all right, I knew I couldn't get anything because I intentionally like went for the grab, knowing it would just reset like the situation rather than that. And like that's very committal. And if you're Solidus, if you're in his shoes, you don't want to be going for anything too committal right now. You just you're looking for what's there, like that. That was there. That was not there, but. He is kind of keeping it going. He's put himself in disadvantage here. He's got to be careful here. Yeah, there you go. Get back to center stage. Oh, no. Okay.
Loves that Lariat, man.
Yeah. Oh, and there it is.
Wow, got revenge on that.
Yeah. Those counters are very gross. Like, because, like, they do not care about what move it is. Because it will counter everything. And, Incineroar is one of the really cool
no! Egged him.
Now, the question is...
What? Judo chop?
Grand throat.
Standing judo chop. That's how you win it.
I think that's just like one of the situations where... I think Luxray was like, okay, he just discovered the the Incineroar like repellent with that thing at the end, because that was something that I don't think like if it happened again, like right now or whatever, that honestly may have just like kind of won the game for Solidus in like a very cheeky way, but like the likelihood of it was just nah. So Luxray was just like, I'm not having it. Just judo chopping him in the throat. No, I'm not. I don't want to see that. But I think Solidus had a decent night. He really showed off like why he deserves to be taken seriously and why he can be such a threat. Like, he was doing so well.
No, I gotta agree with you once again. I think what's really cool is that sometimes you can witness this happen, and I think Smash and other fighting games do a really great job of showing you how someone could be having a bad game, right? Imagine you're playing a player who has definitely had more tournament wins than you. You can tell when someone's rusty, not doing the right things, and they end up losing a match because they, habitually don't do the right things, right? Versus, you can see when someone is bringing the fight to you and they're very intentional about how they get damaged. They're very intentional on what they consider closing out of stock. And through that first round, let's take a look at the bracket just to kind of back some of the speech up. We did not get to see we did watch his first match against Swag Flu, but then we saw him come back with a 2-0 victory against Luxray. That time he was playing Falco, but we saw him very intentionally make moves and decide to play his game in those scenarios. Likewise, he takes the loss to BW Styles after that in winners round number 3. But I mean, he snags a really great win against Luxray's Falco, which was no slouch. And then comes down to the wire on it, really, on these two matches here, and loses round number 4 as well. So, no, there was some really impressive showings. Unfortunately, not coming out with a W. I know that's what we really want, but ultimately, again, I think when you're looking at the right things, the right things is that he was going after his opponent. Times that he found himself losing were against opponents who frankly had the ability to make some adaptations in their game. And then they didn't take him in this wild, convincing fashion over and over again, even though I think the 2-0 victory here betrays what we really saw happening in a couple of instances where, let's not forget, he Broski loses a stock. Solidus loses a stock off of a mislead